Welcome back to Daytime. Well, you heard us talking about it in the opening, that it is quickly becoming Canada's summer sport. Golfing for men and in particular for women who are really taking over on the range as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about women in golf right now with Connie Deckard, who joins us, Fore U Enterprises, and herself a golfing pro. And I know you tried to teach me all you could, Connie. We're working on it.
I think it went quite well. Your son enjoyed his time.
Absolutely. And we're starting to see more and more women like myself get out there on the range, learn about golfing, and enjoying it and loving it. It really is one of those sports. It doesn't matter whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. It can be enjoyed by anyone.
Yes, it's an intergenerational sport, as we talked about. And for women being more exposed on the workforce, that they need golf for business. It's a great networking tool. If you own a business and you're going to hire an employee, taking them out to play 9 holes of golf will probably tell you a lot about that person.
It's funny because for years we used to joke, that was kind of a running joke, about, all the business that's done on the golf course and that. But there's something very serious about that as well. There is a lot of business that's conducted. And in golf, you say, is about building relationships. Well, if you're building the relationship in golf, you can build it with business too at the same time.
Absolutely, and I was talking to a well-connected lady here in town recently, and she thinks it's even more important now because the younger generation spends a lot of time texting and on their BlackBerry, and not so much face-to-face. And if you can be with someone for 4.5 hours, 18 holes of golf, and talk to them, and look them in the eye, and pay attention to what's going on without having your, device with you, that's good, because you have to do the same thing in business.
Yeah, there's something about golf that really forces us into that communication, as you said, because it's a long game. You're out on the course for a long time. But because of the pace of it, you take your time when you're going through it. There's walking, there's the exercise, there's everything that happens with it. You've got that time to have that dialogue and to really talk about things while you're out on the course.
Yes, because depending who you're playing with, you may be walking from shot to shot, or you may be in a power cart. Either way, you're with that person for 4.5 hours, or you may have a foursome. And golf's wonderful because you can play a foursome or you can play by yourself. So you don't have to depend on someone else to enjoy the game.
Yeah, there's something about golf, and I really had to get my head around the fact that at first when I was intimidated by golf, because I thought you've got to have the skills, you've got to be able to go out there, you've got to be able to swing, you've got to be able to have the long drive, you've got to be able to have all these things. As you get into the game, it becomes less and less intimidating because you find out I'm only going against myself, and what you want to see is the improvement. And I think that's what's starting to draw more and more people to the game of golf, because it is that individual sport. But at the same time, it's a very intergenerational sport that can be enjoyed whether you're young or whether you're taking on the sport a little later in life.
Golf is all about balance and flow of energy. It is not a brute force sport. It's an art form. And as we were talking before, women golfers, men golfers, if you look at the women that are coming to Grey Silo, I hate to use the word pound for pound or that phrase, but pound for pound, they hit the ball farther than the PGA Tour pros.
Really?
They are so efficient in how they use their body. And there's no reason, it doesn't matter if you're 100 pounds or if you're 200 pounds. You can play the game. You do not have to be a muscle monster to play the game. I've got some very slight players that hit it, and it's just a joy to watch because they finish in balance and they're just grinning.
Well, you bring up something very key that's coming to this area, and it's less than a month away now.
Yes.
It's starting on June the 20th, the Manulife Financial LPGA Classic that's happening here. This is a world-class women's golf tournament that's going to be happening in our own backyard. And I think if for no other reason, people like yourself are going to be very busy this summer giving lessons to the rest of us, because suddenly it draws all of our collective attention to the game of golf and makes us really excited about it.
Well, it's an absolute gift. I'm so excited. I'm a member of the LPGA teaching side, and to have the tour here is just a dream come true. And the caliber of play is phenomenal. It's going to be like the United Nations because we have players from all around the world, and they can play. They can hit it, and I think the average golfer would be better served to watch a women professional golfer swing than a male professional because of the efficiency of how the body's used.
Yeah, there are some differences between men and women. Well, women can play the game equally as well as men can. There are still some differences for a woman playing golf versus a man playing golf. And you know, swing and everything comes into it.
I wasn't thinking so much swing, but golf courses can be almost the last bastion of chauvinism. And women are not necessarily treated well on the golf course, even in business situations. But women can play golf, and the tee markers, the blocks are not called like men's tees and women's tees anymore. You use forward, middle, back, because depending on the age bracket, they may use a different set of tee blocks.
So it's all set up, you know, when we see gorgeous courses like this, and you know, it's all set up so that regardless of your level of play, regardless of your age, regardless of your ability, anyone can play the game. And if you're playing, you're probably using the bright, shiny red club that you've got there, Connie, as opposed to, I love the wooden club that you've brought along today.
I'm thrilled to belong to the Canadian Golf Historical Society, and we play 2 tournaments a year, play scrambles with the hickory shafted club. And when you play with these and realize the conditions the older players played in, you almost think, gee, maybe they were better than what we have now, but I don't know. But these are, the new technology enables more people to play the game, and that's what we want, because it's a great game, it's a great social game. If you travel and you're retired, like, there's just I'm biased, there's a million reasons to play.
Well, and you did have a top 10 list, and I was looking through some of the reasons people play. I mean, social is right up there too. Look at the number of different leagues that are available out there that people just get together. They just want to play that once a week and get together with their friends and spend some time together.
Absolutely, and you travel on trips, you can go anywhere and find resorts. It's pretty nice.
I love this. You've brought this along, your golf bag checklist. These are the things that you're going to need in your golf bag when you're out there on the course too.
Yes, because all kinds of things can happen. You definitely need sunscreen, and you need Band-Aids and bug spray, because there's all kinds of things going on out there. But you have to have all these supplies so that you can play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
And if you want just a little bit more knowledge and a little bit of improvement in your game, Connie's a great person to talk to and spend some time with. There's her website. You can go there for more information and how you can contact her. And looking forward to seeing you out there at Great Silo when the Manulife Financial LPGA Classic hits here in a little less than a month's time. That's going to be great for the area.
Nancy Croft and I are co-chairing the Pro-Am, and we're just thrilled to be part of 1,400 volunteers. Little trivia, an LPGA site has never had volunteers fill up as fast as it did here.
Wow.
So kudos to KW.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.